Soldiers of the 425th Skala Regiment destroys Russian invaders near Milove, Kharkiv region. Soldiers of the 425th Skala Separate Assault Regiment conducted assault operations near the village of Milove in the Kharkiv region. The regiment's press service released footage of enemy forces being destroyed in the area. To ensure effective targeting of the enemy, infantry units conducting area clearance were actively supported by FPV drones. Drone operators recorded approximately 10 eliminated invaders who had no idea they were being hunted. Meanwhile, infantry units conducted clearing operations from the northern side of the occupied settlement of Milove. It is worth noting that the Ukrainian Defense Forces are currently engaged in active combat operations in this area. As a result of these actions, the commander of Russia's 83rd Motorized Rifle Regiment was eliminated on the Velykoburluk axis. The neutralized officer was identified as Colonel Lebedev, who had been commanding assault operations in this sector. The 83rd Regiment is part of the 69th Motor Rifle Division of the Russian Ground Forces. The Ukrainian forces continue to hold the settlements of Tamarivka and Milove. The 20th Army Corps of the Armed Forces of Ukraine stated. The Corps emphasized that the Ukrainian flag is flying over Tamarivka, located in the Zaporizhia region, dismissing Russian claims that their troops had seized the village. The Russian state-linked media had reported earlier in the day that invading forces had captured Tamarivka, but soldiers from Ukraine's 110th Khortytsia Territorial Defense Brigade denied the report, stating that they maintain full control over the area. The enemy has not entered the village, nor will they be allowed to. Defense forces did not let them in before, and they won't now, the Corps reported. Meanwhile, Ukrainian troops continue to fight off Russian attempts to break through toward the Dnipropetrovsk region, particularly in areas under the responsibility of the 31st Separate Mechanized Brigade. A video surfaced online showing Russian soldiers raising their flag in Milove, a village near the border of the Donetsk and Dnipropetrovsk regions. Russian sources quickly declared the settlement captured. However, the 20th Army Corps reported that Ukrainian units, including the 31st Mechanized Brigade, neutralized the Russian group within hours of the video's publication. Meanwhile, Russian troops lost a significant amount of armored vehicles and artillery during their crossing over a pontoon at the Lyman sector. The photos were published on social media platform X by a Marine named Kriegsforscher. On just one crossing, the enemy lost a BM-21 Grad multiple rocket launcher system, as well as a 152mm Mista B howitzer along with its tractor. Additionally, the pontoon saw the destruction of a BTR-82A, an all-terrain vehicle, a truck, and an infantry fighting vehicle or a truck that was towing the Mista B. Some of the equipment was struck by FPV drones, while the rest was likely hit by barrel artillery, as indicated by the specific craters from the explosions. It is not specified which river the Russian forces were trying to cross. It is likely referring to the Zerbets River, which flows near the settlements of Zarichin and Torsky. Assault actions in this sector are being carried out by units of the 169th and 164th Motor Rifle Brigades, as well as the 31st and 37th Motor Rifle Regiments. Recently, the crew of a tank of the 54th Mechanized Brigade reportedly knocked out a Russian tank with heavy anti-drone protection known as a Shed in close combat while repelling an assault near Siversk. The Ukrainian tank ambushed the enemy vehicle, which was clad in a heavy anti-drone superstructure, and opened fire from less than 100 meters. Judging by the nature of the explosion, a cumulative shell was likely used, which tore off part of the protection but did not disable the tank. The enemy vehicle retained its mobility and began to retreat. The further development of this rare tank duel is cut off along with the video, but according to the author, the enemy tank was destroyed by strike drones during its retreat.
Выстрел! Выстрел!
Russian propagandist Andrei Filatov, who was being hunted by a Ukrainian FPV drone, has disappeared in the Donetsk region. According to the Russian media, the motorcycle on which Filatov was traveling alone was attacked by an FPV drone near Pokrovsk. Russian military correspondent Andrei Filatov worked for the pro-Kremlin news agency Russia Today. The Russians later found the propagandist's motorcycle and personal belongings. Filatov still does not get in touch.
Подивіться, Марс! Передивись, всі наші.